You are listening to a Rowan Rook and Deckard actual play, and this is Till Death Do Us Hard.
Welcome back to the third session of the game of Harp we are playing. I'm Kieron Gillen. I'll be joined for these fine people here. Nathan, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hello, I'm once again your androgynous android game show host in the future, Nathan Blades, and I will be playing the one and only Velvet Monte Carlo, the witch that will make your dreams come true, but you don't really want that.
Naomi, who are you playing today?
Hi, I'm Naomi, the sad girl that lives under your bed, and today I'll be playing Heike, who is made of bees and has no hands and is looking for her wife.
And next round, who are you?
I am, for once, not a very happy GM. I am a very happy player. I am Edward Spence, he, him, and I will be playing... What is my... Soil clogs the throat, but my friends call me Soil.
And finally, Grant Howitt, who are you playing today?
Hello, I'm Grant Howitt, he, him, and I'm playing Castor Scrift, a sort of with nail and eye wizard.
Everything's dark. It's a kind of like it's a heavy beat. We think it's a heartbeat, and it probably is. But it softens. Then comes more tympanic. Then you realise, as we pan upwards, we're above in the spire, in the head of the solar temple, and there's a large crowd gathered of high elves around a beautiful coffin. We pan up. Lying in that coffin, dead, is the person we know as Soil, this high elf in their funeral mask. We pan around the crowd. Grant, what sort of music does you think the high elves are playing at this funeral?
There are three competing violinists. They're playing competing music at the same time. It kind of works, but it is quite discordant, and the one who's judged to be best will be buried in the casket.
That's perfect. The dueling violinists play for their lives because God knows it is. Naomi, what is the dress code for the funeral? What have people made? Because high elves obviously have to make a statement.
Oh, I'm sure it is very haute couture. I think probably shoulders and neck pieces and long gowns with architectural silhouettes and things going on.
Almost like the place looks like it's full of miniatures of the spire, as everyone's dressed up as the spire itself, resembling the eternity of it. And at the front, of course, is the celebrant of the funeral, in front of this the high elf who died way too young. Nathan, who's actually the celebrant? Which high elf is actually leading the ceremony here?
Ooh, like political rival of this family who has taken this opportunity to kind of spin their own narrative in here and say that they were actually the best of friends and they went on kite sailing holidays every summer and they were invited to all the parties actually and were not disgraced.
Of course, our travels in the balloons of the Northern Hemisphere was a wonderful time when I went along with young... It was a lovely time. I really enjoyed his company. And in fact, when he turned to me, said, "We shall truly be the best of friends." And that is when I looked at and realised I would remember him forever. Of course, at this point, everyone should remember that he can't be called Soil and Throat. That's not his real name. What was the real name of Soil as we kind of pass through the death into the darkness, back to the proper heartbeat, and you're in the afterlife, or at least next door to the afterlife, you're in the grey, camping out, watching for a soul to emerge. Soil, do you want to describe what the sort of we would see?
I think this is sat with... I'm going to call him Rube. I think Rube... This is the two of us sat together in the grey, in the corpse of a god.
I am called Rube. Rube Idiot, that's my name.
Rube Idiot. Lovely. Looking up, it's almost like the air all about shifts, almost like whales underwater, just these huge masses, and I think Soil is just looking for the facsimile of something living, moving through the space.
It seems to take forever for anything to happen. Then there's a slow separation. It looks like cling film. Obviously cling film doesn't exist, but like the idea that something's a soft thing pulling off, and it's like the shape of the god of corpses pulls off and forms a sort of balloon, lofting into a realm. It starts to coalesce into a shape of Griselda, And then slowly it starts to soar heaven to some kind of higher place, and then it starts to collapse in on itself, smaller and smaller and smaller, until it forms back to an actual knoll-shaped body. It looks around panically and starts running. You, of course, as somebody who knows the heavens well, is heading towards the source, the place where the gnolls live. The knoll is screaming, no, please no, please no. As it runs, it gets stickier and stickier and starts moving slowly, then turns around and flips out of existence. It might have gone to a heaven you don't know. It's certainly no, it's just disappeared. It's gone somewhere else as separate from the 8 heavens you're aware of. This soul, which became part of the god and perhaps hid there a while, was then, when it actually left the god of corpses, his body, returned to its original form and was taken away. How curious. Rubidiot goes, that was strange.
Yes. Tell me, as a believer, where do you think souls go when they die?
I genuinely believe in whatever the cult was last told me. As my mum and dad taught me to. You believe in whatever you're told, and then you change your mind when things happen. The thing about belief is, you can't believe it too hard, you know? Belief has changed around a lot down here. The one thing about living the heart is, anyone who believes one thing is an idiot.
I suppose the closer you hang on to something, the more it slips through your fingers.
Believing's how they get you.
Yes.
We'll pause here, and we'll cut back to the other scene. Castor, you're in a chair.
Yes.
You are having a churgun in work in your mouth. Hammering in new teeth.
Oh, great. Drunk on power and booze. I've ordered some of the better teeth to be put in, please. Which I think can also roll into the fact that I only have 1 bullet left, but I spent all of my bullet money on new teeth. And this very tall man who's bent almost double, wearing a big leather apron, and he's got like these enormous grasping hands. He's almost like wrist deep in my mouth. He's having the best evening he's had in a while, because no one's paid for the good teeth to go in. He is fixing up my grill.
Doctor is the gentleman called Galen Guides the Pulse, who is a high elf. He's exactly how you described. He's still got a mask on. His mask is made of syringes, flattened. Sort of domino mask of syringes around the mouth. And it's like, a beautiful piece, sir. You'll be the envy of all the other people with fake teeth, which is almost everyone.
Hang on a second, I paid for the real damn teeth.
He goes.
That was great to hear you, dentist. Hush up, child.
If you think about it, all teeth are real.
Yes. You've got me there. Well, carry on. And so I will swap him. So I've got a vial of cursed ink, which is the one resource I have. I'm going to trade that to clear the fallout.
Cool. Listeners, the way you heal yourself is, all resources have a dice. It's like a D6 ink is what Grant has here. And you can swap that for getting rid of stress. So a D6 ink could be swapped for removing D6 stress, or you can use it to get rid of an ailment. In this case, D6 dice can get rid of D6 mouth junk.
Tremendous.
It's that simple. If Grant wanted, he could risk a roll to try to talk him to doing it cheaper or more expensive.
I will simply try and find some more ink next time I'm out.
That's fantastic. Are Velvet and Heike watching this?
I think keeping everybody relatively to hand. We've tried to go and find soil to no avail, but leaving Castor bleeding out until medically seen to seemed like a more pressing issue.
Yeah.
He's replaced 6 of my teeth with moon silver.
Oh, nice.
I just like the idea that I've got absurdly shiny teeth.
It's really giving grill.
The classic junk mage here. What about Heike? You find yourself looking at the weird little statue of Griselda, and you look at it and it just does something. It twitches a little, and it slowly folds its arms across its chest like this.
Cool. Do you think Louise is going to be really cool that I'm holding the corpse of her sister? Because I feel like that's maybe not... Velvet, I'm freaking out. I think it died. I think it died in my hand. Velvet, I think it died.
Velvet was kind of looking at the reconstructive surgery, mildly transfixed. It's not a beautiful process, but the work done is astounding.
Oh, this guy's great.
Yeah. While you're along for the ride, you're like, oh, this sucks. And the moment you look in the mirror afterwards, you're like, damn, okay. And so with Heike addressing Velvet, is it, hello? Are you all right? Is
no, I'm
wrong?
Fine. I'm just holding a little tiny corpse.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty ordinary down here.
No, look, it was fine 5 minutes ago, and now it's deaded, for real. Velvet, what the fuck?
And I think if I may lean in and I guess inspect this thing, let's make a discern roll about this. There's a domain to the object, isn't there?
Yeah, it was cursed.
I don't have discern though, so it's just 2d10. That's a 10.
Critical hit.
Ooh.
That means you get extra stuff. You basically, your sensors expand. Everything's bigger. Your head slightly unfolds when you're doing it as well. You see it, and suddenly you realise this is the device to try to hide somebody from something. And it has actually been ruptured. The soul which was inside it has left and has gone somewhere, presumably to the heaven. If it's a null, it would probably go to the source. The thing you do realise is incredibly complicated heart magic. This is way out of your league in terms of like the desperation that would be required to make this from somebody.
Absolutely, okay.
But you're sure it's in a better place now.
Yeah, comparatively better. Velvet is velvet up to the shoulders, and then everything above that is just this unfurled lily of swirling orbs of light emanating the sickly sweet smell of peppermint and burned caramel.
I can't say this enough. Like, Grant's not into this. Castor is so fucking into this.
You can just say your character, like, we'll just assume.
The fans will do fan art of their own accord, and who are we to stop them? It says, it is elsewhere, Heike.
Cool. So, like, elsewhere good, elsewhere bad, elsewhere I'm not invited to the second wedding, elsewhere, like, how fucked are we?
The form beyond of your maid of honor was interred within this piteous vessel, and she, luckily maybe, has managed to escape to where I'm not sure, but there are places where there is much less suffering than here, so maybe she should count herself lucky, although it does mean that you might not be sitting next to her at the wedding seating.
Cool. I mean, this is like fine.
Are you maybe envious? There are ways to remove your soul from your body too, if you would also like to escape to elsewhere.
No. Listen, Velvet, I was pretty clear. Like, I want to be married. And I'm like sticking with that. Like, I think it's important to like visualize yourself.
Spiritual bonds do not necessarily need a physical form. I'm sure she'll love you no matter how you look.
Yeah, cool. That's cool for you to say. I don't know that. Respectfully. Like, I really don't know that right now, so like...
Can I pause for a second? Because I want to actually ask Hilke a question specifically. How do you think she's going to respond to the fact you're made of bees now? Does that worry you?
It does worry her, but I think the thing is like, she's like, I can hold down the bees, right? Like, she's got my hands. Once my hands are back, the bees are like internal, right? Like, the face is still mine. You know, like, maybe that'll be enough.
Yeah, the true form of Velvet maybe has a thing to highlight to this. Also knowing what the Apiarist's ability set is. Well, Heike, ultimately, if you would like to remain in the form of your own choosing, you can. It's a wish that can be fulfilled. It's just, really commit to the form that you want.
No, I'm like good. Like, I'm just like, I'm a knoll, and that's fine. It looks really good on you, but I'm like not there yet.
Oh, I don't think that this color would suit you, she says in several impossible colors that she is. The head folds back up. Sorry about that. I think your maid of honor's elsewhere. I don't think she's going to be at the wedding now, unfortunately. But maybe it'd be a nice favor to bring the body along, or what remain, like gesturing at this little ice statue, bringing on along a personal effect. Maybe that's the right thing to do, I guess.
I think that Heike looks at you with like a new sort of level of uncertainty.
And I think there's a degree of emotional understanding that Velvet has that, and picks up a little piece of it. Don't misunderstand. Whatever I said to you, I mean, I get the gist of what I said to you, I think, but like, I think I'm trying to say that you get to look how you want and you have control over that. If she really does love you like she says she does, she should love you no matter how you look like, I guess.
Yeah.
Did I say the wrong thing? I'm so sorry. Shit.
No, it's like, it's cool. It's fine.
Hey, fully to try and like backflip out of this conversation. Castor, how you looking? Are you good? How we feeling?
I feel fantastic. Look at these teeth.
Oh, blinding.
Right?
Literally, like, rubs her eyes a little.
No, that guy's incredible. What was his name?
Galen was hiding behind the table ever since Velvet transformed into this monster into the room.
True.
Going to Castor, get your fucking friends out of here with your fancy new teeth, mate.
Excellent work. Look forward to meeting you again. Shake his hand.
He shakes her hands back.
Come along, gents. Sorry, not gents.
Let's go and find our friend and see if we can get all the bits and pieces we need before we head on.
Searle, where do they find you? Like, what do you do after the experience with the Divine?
They would find Searle alone. Because I think just before exiting the Grey, Searle just turns to Rubidiot and, well, Rubidiot, I would like for you to stay here.
But I've got to be home for dinner.
Yes, you see, I'm afraid, were it not for my friend Castor's intervention, you would have prevented me from doing this very thing, and I'm not a big fan of second chances. So, what I would like for you to do, and he's sort of flipping the golden coins over in his fingers, I would like for you to stay here to follow that spirit. If you can, and if you can't, I'm afraid I don't care. I might see you again, Rubidiot, or I might not.
You arsehole! And then you cuts away as you fade out.
Never get in the way of a man and his death. And as he looks up, he sees his friends exiting the pub and, greetings. How are we?
Where did you wander off to? We couldn't find you anywhere.
Oh, wandering here and there, trying to find some answers, one of which is more of a dead end than anything else, but...
Wop, wop, wah!
Sounds like it was brooding again.
I stayed around to observe what would happen to Griselda's spirit. It appears that it has not travelled to any one of the heavens through any of the usual doorways that I am familiar with. It appears to have just gone.
So, like, is there, like, a hell? Or is it you're just not familiar with, like, Knoll stuff? Because she's gone to the source? You know about the source?
I am aware of the source. If you see the grey, the liminal space in between living and dead as a corridor, down this corridor there are doors. Those doors lead to various heavens. What I am telling you is that the doors remained locked for Griselda. And so, in answer to this, she simply chose to leave the corridor.
You know what? That's so like her. She's like, she won't just like do it normal.
We managed to find the thing that I guess her soul was trapped in. She's no longer in that, so she clearly went to, I guess, the grey in a eyebrow raised in, I'm using the right terminology here. And so she left the grey again, but she didn't go back to the vessel, so maybe her soul's somewhere else, or maybe it just fucking vanished.
I've got a question. So, like, if, like, all the dead are invited to this thing, does that mean that she's, like, already there at the venue?
That I do not know, but wherever she went, she seemed confused.
Even someone as cold as Searle probably remembers that look of panic in the creature. And I just want to re-establish that, how panicked she seemed, desperate attempt to get to another heaven.
It seems like something, like, not good has happened to her.
I would agree. I have never seen anything like this in my relatively short lifetime.
Well, she did say that she didn't want you to come along, but to be honest, she hasn't made a particularly good argument for you not attending the wedding. That might be a little bit difficult while we are low on supplies, so...
Shopping montage!
Yeah! There is a pirouette that she does.
You turn into your true form and everyone takes D4 damage.
Cut to people trying on new bits of armour, holding an axe, putting the axe down because it's too expensive, and all this. That's what we're happening. So, is anything anyone wants? Just briefly explain how it works is, if you want something, exchange object for it, or take stress damage to your supplies.
I do know one thing I want.
Probably going to need a new hat.
Are you sure you want to go shopping for clothes in the God of Corpses?
Oh god, yeah, you're right. It's all going to be yeah. In which case, I think I would like to try and pick up some vials of that formaldehyde stuff that we were drinking.
Yeah, cool. You know the Dr. Favour. Yeah, great.
Similarly, I would love to go and obtain a ritual dagger of some kind. Oh man, my best is still a 5, so I fail that.
Fail means it costs more, so it gets D8 stress. Remember, you can always move this to Echo if you're feeling...
I think I probably will move this to Echo.
The reason why it got you so stressed out is you have to basically turn your brain off listening because it was Madame Idiot who's very annoyed that her son is, disappeared.
Oh, is this I kind of intuit that her wish, at least at the very moment, is to retrieve her son, and even though I do not know why, I also know that is impossible, and... yeah, I'm sure. I'm afraid I'm a little bit busy at the moment, so I can't really help you find him. But I can get the word out, maybe. But thank you for the weapon. Have a great day. I'm sure you'll find him. Bye. Just hastily leaving the weapon store.
Wahaha. Perfect.
Can I buy some jewelry? I'd like to buy a ring and a locket.
Oh, what sort of made out of?
Whatever fucked up thing is available.
Teeth locket sounds good.
If it is slightly shinier, that would be great, but I'll understand if that's not available.
And how about an epithelium ring, which is a very polished bit of inside flesh tissue? Eternally sticky, says the salesperson.
Great. Okay, I am putting the ring in my pocket, and I'm giving the teeth locket to Searle.
Oh.
Okay, so when Louisa and I first met, I really wanted to remember that day. I got a little scribing and I put it in a locket, and it just as a way of really memorizing the moment. And I know that you're not maybe remembering some things, so I just thought this would be a way for you to remember you know, and then she passes over the locket for you to remember your whatever life you have, whether it's here or before, giving you a snapshot. It's the equivalent of a Polaroid picture to her, essentially, and you can remember this because sometimes, our brains, there's not always all the room, and it's all buzzing in there and stuff, but little objects, they make it easier.
Oh, well, thank you. I have been getting snippets here and there. Spires, golden faces. Thank you. I'm happy to pay you with
No,
teeth
it's a
if
gift.
you
You
would
don't
like.
have to pay. Oh my god, this is so awkward. Oh,
well, I wouldn't want to make things awkward, but thank you. I promise to carry this with me, and that I will follow you wherever you go.
Okay, but you don't have to. It's just a little gift.
Yes, I know, but I have been without friends for, and he glances at Castor, some time, and I would be glad to travel with you.
It's not anything. Anyway, should we just go?
Lead the way.
That's very touching. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, this is a backstreet alley. When you arrive, there's a smell of incense mixed in with something a bit more interesting.
Is it peppermint and burnt caramel?
Peppermint, burnt caramel, blood.
Ooh.
Naomi,
Yes.
how do you know that this woman could fuck you up?
She's wearing the hard cuts of a tailor that say, despite living down here, someone has made the suit to her exact measurements, and that freaks me out.
It's you probably realise at the moment all the smells, all this incense, it makes you not smell the rest of the God of Corpses. It takes a lot of effort to be clean in the God of Corpses. She's not a high elf, but she's wearing a high elf mask. 3 masks pieced together with nails. She's Isabella Free Masks, as she's called. Velvet, how do you know that she really doesn't have much time for Castor?
This area does smell of peppermint and burnt caramel the same way. That permeates the space when Velvet transforms there. Clearly, she also is blessed, cursed with the gift of the heart's prophecy. And there's just something in her body language that says that this is not one of the things of the prophecy that she has to care about.
It is not written.
That level of sort of disgust beneath the masks, and she's picking up the cleaver and banging it onto the table. It's like tapping a kind of baton, as in, you have a few times, and eventually I'm going to get bored of hitting this table with this cleaver and put it inside your head. Searle, how do you know that she has fucked up things significantly bigger than Heike?
The room around us, I imagine, is cluttered with bones and skulls and trophies. But at the very back, behind the desk that Isabella sits at, there is a large throne. It is a gigantic tooth, covered in pelts and cushions and cloth.
She looks at Castor and says it calmly. So, Castor, killed anything bigger than you are yet? How's your drug habit going?
Swimmingly, actually. It's going really well. You know those corridor assholes, what are they called? The sphinxes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it turns out they produce these horrible boils, and they get you absolutely rollicking high, and if you look at a witch, good heavens. Anyway, you know why I'm here. It's the Leviathan.
You want to be eaten by a Leviathan?
I mean, there's worse ways to go out, but I was rather hoping to do things the other way around. I want to eat the heart out of it.
She has a little smile at that. Who are these three people? I don't recognise them.
I have Heike the Handless, a fierce gnoll from the Southlands who walked here because her wife left her at the altar.
Hey, I thought we weren't, talking about that? Oh my god!
No, we're ramping it up. It's good. It's powerful. I'm giving you backstory. We have Searle. Searle chokes the throat, who died once and got over it.
Lovely to meet you. I'm his boss.
Yeah, legally. And finally, we have Velvet, Heart's Blood Witch, Solver of Dreams. We've got everything we need, and it's also it's my dream to eat the heart out of a train dragon.
You got high from the sphincter and spent that time staring at me?
Yeah, it was incredible. Can you smell what it's like when you sort of...
Velvet, flushes red and does not answer you.
This probably doesn't need clarification, but Castor is fucked off his face right now.
Thanks, sir. I reckon we've got just what it takes. Or, as you said, hell of a way to die. Also, we need the gift for the wedding, so we're going to behead it and present its head to Heike's ex-wife.
Yeah, it's complicated, but we're definitely getting back together.
Yeah, it's all fine and on the level.
There is the weakest jazz hands ta-da from Velvet behind.
Isabella kind of looks sympathetic at Heike, and that, yes, I understand what it's like to have a partner let you down briefly. And she taps 1/3 of the mask.
Yeah, no, cool. We both have so much in common.
She's from El Marar. A lot of the more gentle social cues are lost on her.
I can see, keep her around. She'd give you a hand, I'm sure.
I thought we weren't doing this, you assholes.
We haven't had the discussion with that. I'm trying to get on her good side. In Nullish culture, having your hands bitten off is a grave insult.
Yeah, and it's not an insult in any other culture, you fool.
I have a problem you might be able to help me with. Do you know the Shuntyard?
God, yeah. Rotten place. Full of dog cultists last I went.
Messy. It's making war aortic leviathans.
Oh, how sweet.
No, it's near enough here to be a problem. I need someone to make sure there's a set route so we can go down and look around. So when you fail to kill the aortic leviathan, I can at least find the map and work out a way to get there reliably.
Understood.
I like that she said, when you fail to kill it.
There's an intimidation that's going on here, and the cleaver is not helping. Just, on the off chance we run into one directly while doing this thing for you, do you have any, advice?
Wait for it to land. That's the thing. When I say land, it will be nesting somewhere else. Follow it to there and try to get inside it when it's sleeping. You don't fight it standing up. And when you're inside it, hold on.
The multiple uses of the word inside make Velvet's mouth open and then just shut again. She doesn't give a follow-up question.
Then she kind of claps like this. And a small gentleman runs in, pulls off his shirt, revealing a full back tattoo of an aortic leviathan.
We just have him around just in case. We only use it once every 10 years, but for that one time in 10 years, it's really impressive.
I could call in most of my servants here, and they're all of them properly illustrated.
God, you're so cool, Isabella.
I'm pretty cool. And she smiles at that a bit. Picks up the cleaver and starts pointing out the various angles of, inside the boilers. Basically explains it's a cross between the nature of the heart infecting what should just be merely a train and has somehow become the idea of possessed by a child's joy at seeing a train. This live thing has become a live thing, and that's what it is. It's a kind of that is the fundamental beast, the idea of the power and the majesty of a train. They kind of believe if you travel back in time to the first child seeing the Bemisian train launched at the first second, and you killed that child, all those dragons would be gone. But what monster would do that?
Our mission is clear.
And so what you're saying is there's a way.
Ready the time bicycle.
This is the worst Doctor Who episode of all time. She flips open a device, and it's a piece of arcanotech. Ptolemy Bay sold me this. It's if you recognise the name, it's an arms dealer, very famous.
An arms dealer?
Oh god. So if you get close enough, you get a lock on this creature and you can follow it. It's basically a piece of delving equipment. I'll take offers.
I don't really have a whole lot on me, and it's nothing huge, but I have tattered jewelry as a D6 haven.
Oh.
I've got something. Can I pull the engagement ring I bought and be like, I was going to save this, but I guess it's fine,
Already?
What use is it if we can't even get in,
Heike, don't. Remember, it's not just a ring, it's a memory.
Didn't you, pick up a gigantic gun the other day?
Oh, yeah!
I did. Oh my god, it's a gun. It's an elephant gun. Holy shit, I'd already forgotten. Oh, okay.
It's like a 9-foot-tall cannon that's been out of frame the whole time.
Yeah. Attached to my back.
It is the camera pulls out oh so slightly and you see it strapped to Heike's back.
Isabella's going, I'm not going to take that jewellery. That gun, though.
Yeah. No, it's good shit.
Sheepishly putting the rings back on. I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest. It was
It's the D8 piece of delving equipment, so a D8 item is actually what you need, which is what the gun is. So actually, rules-wide, that makes sense.
Holy shit. Wait, actually, I think, would you take one of these? And I bring out a D8 cursed little ice woman. She's not coming to the wedding anyway. It's fine, right?
God, I can't believe you nearly gave away your engagement ring. Oh my god.
Listen, I had a moment of madness.
No, it was very emotive. It was powerful.
But now I realize I can just trade in my sister-in-law, and it's what a great idea. I'm so stupid.
2 birds, 1 stone.
I think someone has the 10 gold pieces as well. That's a
No, thank you. I want to trade in my sister-in-law.
Yeah, I do have 10 gold pieces. I forgot about the 10 gold pieces. I've got no fucking bullets.
The 10 gold pieces would allow you to clean both your minor problems.
Great. In which case, yeah, I'll buy some ammo so I can use my guns.
Velvet watches you trade a prophesized thing away for ultimately a useful tool and feels a bit torn about it.
Oh my god, yeah, Jesus, the most important thing you've seen ever.
I mean, I guess it's muttering to it's helping a dream come true. It's helping a wish come true. It's helping a wish come true. It's fine.
Are you audibly saying that, by the way?
Under her breath, she's probably not maintaining that it's in Sotto, so it could be overheard.
Isabella's noticed, actually. What are you doing, creature?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, it's fine. She you can't gesture to a smell, but the smell of peppermint and burned caramel is pervasive here. So she just kind of gestures to the space. I mean, surely you'd know about,
I think I'm very aware of people who chase their obsessions. In my case, I chase them and mostly murder them. But it takes all different sorts. Be careful. Do not trust any of these three. Their happiness will not make you happy.
All right, we're standing right here.
She flicks up the cleaver. Please, get out.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you for the advice.
I can't believe I gave her my sister-in-law and she was still kind of rude about it.
You clearly don't like her. Shouts Isabella after.
There is a polite tug on Heike's arm as Velvet is kind of more swiftly than you'd expect trying to pull us out of the room.
Velvet, is it are you not on board with this?
No, it's fine.
Because I don't. Okay, now that Griselda Isolde is gone and also sold, I was going to ask if you wanted to be my new maid of honor, but if you're not in it, I don't want to
Bloody hell.
There is gritted teeth. Why, yes, Heike. I think that would be. I'd appreciate that. That's really nice of you that you'd want to bring me into such a momentous event for yourself like that. So I will take it with open arms and politely request that I still have some control over what I wear.
That's not how it works, but so cute for you.
The sheer frustration on Velvet's face. But she does not say anything. Fine. Let's track down and kill a childish dream.
I need you to think of it as a dragon. Absolutely imperative you remember that this is an enormous dragon that would kill us and not powered by a child's dream.
Yeah, and also, a child's dream doesn't have a heart he could eat, so,
Would that make it awkward for you, Castor?
God, yes!
Would that make the circumstance, less of a sensible thing for us to do?
Sensible? That really wasn't my goal at any point.
No, that answers my question. Fair enough. Right, yes, I'm so on board for killing this big, strong dragon that will eat its big, strong heart, and it will satisfy your deep needs, at least for today.
Use the anger. Use it.
Castor. And Searle steps forward and places a hand upon your shoulder and gives it a small squeeze. I don't know if I've ever properly expressed how much your friendship has meant to me in the time we've known one another, but I should like to give you a gift. And Searle reaches into his satchel and pulls out a handful of teeth.
I just had these going spare the whole time. Don't worry about it.
These used to be mine. And Searle just clicks his golden jaw a moment. But I thought maybe you would want them to have, or to snort.
Genuine. So, like, Castor is touched by this. Grant is touched by this.
That's a hard cut to you heading out of town. You head away from the God of Corpses at speed because the schism is kind of breaking out again. Someone's wondering where one of the idiot clan have gone. And broadly speaking, you owe people money and there's a drink tab that's not been spent. This is heading down to Shuntyard. Shuntyard is basically one of the sort of stations of the Mission. The Mission being the aforementioned train collapse. Basically halfway between a train underground system and a series of end-of-the-world disasters. It's kind of got that vibe. Basically, heading down there through a hatch, down a long ladder. Things start getting more techy after the God of Corpses. This is almost kind of relaxing, and it's also weird. The idea you've just gone through some fleshy area to rocky area to this long steps downwards, which opens up into a series of... Imagine if you took a tube and shattered it in multiple places, so you've got to basically climb up each one to get over. And you're looking down the left. And I kind of want to go around the group at the end of the session to sort of get where their characters' heads are. Because you're heading away on this adventure. What are you thinking right now? I'm going to start with Heike.
What I've learned is that, like, my sister-in-law is definitely not coming. I have a new maid of honor. And also, my wife is definitely still into this, and it's all going to be fine. And it's not like I'm going to turn up with a little sticky ring and she's going to be like, who the fuck are you? I don't love you anymore. So I think it's very much like an anxiety sort of experience, but we're still very heavily in the denial stage, actually. So we're going to be like hanging out there for like a little bit longer, but lingering doubts are really starting to come to the surface.
It's like, as you walk along, everyone near you can sort of hear the buzzing louder, even as you're kind of like quiet to yourself, this hive inside of you. What about Castor? Where's your head at?
It seems against all odds I'm going to get to eat the heart out of a train. And I really didn't think that I'd get the chance to do that. But the more I speak to Velvet, the more I feel like my life is being graced by the heart. And that I am supposed to go down here, and I am supposed to get fucked up. And I am supposed to break into the back door of the best party ever and take all of the moon cocaine or whatever it is I find there. And I'm really excited.
That's exciting. It's like you can almost taste the moon cocaine already.
I mean, also, I can almost smell the train, because that thing's got a reek of magic.
Yeah. Actually, funny you mention that, you do. Like the whole... Actually, you're heading vaguely downwards. You got the sense of the heart. You got that chunky part of you reaching out. And you can start to hear the slow kind of... Is it a 4/4 bass drum, or is it the heart itself? And you almost want to start dancing already. Ed, how's Searle feeling after murdering somebody?
I feel like walking with these three. For the longest time, Searle has been searching for death. An answer to it, even if he doesn't quite know what the question is. And more questions are thrown up each time he delves, but as he walks along and as this toothy pendant gifted to him by a gnoll in search of her wife just pats against his ribcage, he's starting to wonder if there's more to life than death.
And of course, point you know, Rube Idiot could probably find his way home. Maybe. And finally, Velvet. You're walking head into the heart. You're guiding these three people with your dreams in their hands. How are you feeling?
They don't get it. Everybody's so insistent to say that I can just not do this, that it's my choice to not fulfill the wishes that the heart, whenever I close my eyes, reminds me that I should be doing. And to do what? To be haunted by dreams that I cannot fulfill and never sleep again. I would rather try and see these wishes fulfilled.
Feed us to the monster itself.
Truly. I don't know whether Velvet realizes that ultimately this is just a feeding mechanism for the thing. I am part of the digestive system of the heart. Ultimately, you're never really fully cognizant of the wider machine that you're in. But everybody says it's something that you can opt out of, and it just has not felt true to her ever. But hey, if these people want these wishes to come true, and they are not aware that that's really not what happiness is, she doesn't need to tell them that.
And you're having that moment of resilience, and you're doing your job, and you're here for a reason, and they don't need to understand you. When you look up, and across this broken corridor ahead of the group, you catch a figure. It's a tall, beautiful woman. You think instantly. She has a shaved head. You instantly realise, and then the light hits her slightly different, and you realise she's translucent. She's made of this blue liquid. She starts to pirouette on the spot. At which point, you realise her head and her chest are both slightly transparent. A globe's inside her chest, and a globe is inside her head. She has no features apart from that. Inside her, both her chest and her head are three figures. All of them are dancing around inside her. She does her little pirouettes to a beat that only she can hear, and these little people inside her also do the beats. She stops, she does a perfect curtsy towards you, and gestures, "Come hither," and you hear a voice inside your head. "Sister, we have the dance to lead. Come with me." And she disappears back in a splash of water and the sound of screaming glass. And we'll end the session there, please. Thank you everyone for playing.
Thank you for running, Kieron.
Cool. She seemed cooler than normal.
This has been the Heart Actual Play from Rowan, Rook and Deckard. I've been Grant Howitt. If you want to find me, you can go to GS Howitt. That's 2 T's, basically everywhere. But mostly I just post pictures of toy soldiers I've made, so it's not that interesting. And tonight, I've been joined by Naomi.
Hi, I've been Naomi, and you can find me at Naomi Thinks It all over the internet, and you can find my show at The Kilder. And if you want to hear more RPGs, you can go to @RealmsPod.
And Nathan.
Hi, I'm once again your androgynous android game show host, Nathan Blades. You can continue to hear my sultry tones as the voice of Captain Oromar Vale on the Campaign Skyjacks podcast. And if you'd like to check out the tabletop RPGs that I write, you can obtain them at theneoncaster.itch.io. Thank you for having me.
And Ed.
I am Edward Spence. You can find me at Edward_Spence_, and while I can promise no sultry tones, I can promise very nasal ones in all of my GMing. You can find me over at Wounded Warrior Project, you can find me at RP Geeks, you can find me around the cornucopia of channels around the internet. I float like a creative leaf on the wind. I'd love to see you where I next land.
Bloody hell. And Kieron.
My name is Kieron Gillen, and I like the internet, and I have a website called KieronGillen.com, and it has links to other places, and you can buy my games from Brant's company, and that is me. Thank you for listening.
Bye!
Bye, farewell.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Till Death Do Us Heart, a Rowan, Rook and Deckard actual play. This episode was produced by Naomi Clarke, with editing by Maddy, Searle, and Oliver Moore. The theme was by Nick Seatman, with additional music by Kai Pritchard. The GM was Kieron Gillen. Soil was played by Ed Spence. Velvet was played by Nathan Blades. Castor was played by yours truly, Grant Howitt. And Heike was played by Naomi Clarke. If you'd like to learn more about Heart, the City Beneath, and our other fine role-playing games, go to rrdgames.com and buy something, why don't you?
This kind of philosophical about.
What's that, Kieron?
This kind of philosophical about.
Again?
This kind of philosophical about. This kind of philosophical about.
Right you are.